system, or PCR, patient care reports. The first thing is that you can check and see if your patient is in the system before you open the run report. The way to do that is once you log in, you come to a screen like this. Once you're on a screen like this, then you can click on patient management. Once you're in the patient management screen, you could search for a patient under their name, under their date of birth, or social security number. The best way to do that is just type in the first name. So we'll just type in my name, Rashad. Anybody in the system with the name Rashad in it or a close representation of it will pop up. If you don't see that name in here, that means that the patient is not in the system, which means you're going to have to enter patient information. Now, instead of waiting to do it in the run report, you can actually click add a patient right here. And if you have the face sheet and history and physical, you could start entering all the patient information in here. And at the end of the screen, hit save. You can go to the insurance information and add it in here and save, and you can go to the patient's medical history information in here and save. It's just up to you how you want to do it. This will keep you from going into the run report itself and trying to enter the information while you're doing the call. If you enter it in here correctly, when you get to the run report, you can just type in the name of the patient and the info that you enter will pop up automatically. So that's just an FYI that you need to understand. Now, most people, when they get a call, they are not accepting the call immediately. Now, remind yourself that you must accept any call that comes to you on the date of the call. If you try to do a call that happened yesterday and you're trying to do it today before you got home, well, it's not going to be there. The only way it will be there is that once you got into the ambulance to run the call, you accepted the call from that drop down menu that gives you the name of the patient. You accept it, then you go to save, and then you go to a draft. So I'm going to show you how you should do it. But again, that's the way it should work. And then that way, when you get ready to do the run report, the call will already be in draft mode. So if you see the drop down menu come on the screen, click accept. Then if you're not going to do the run report right then, just hit save and then hit home. Hit the home button right here. Once you hit the home button, it brings you back to the dashboard screen right here. Once you're back at the dashboard screen, you could click on draft because it's going to put a number right here, and you can open it up and look at it and edit it at that time. If not, you can come back to it later, but you'll at least know that the call is in your drafts. Now, the next thing, let's say you didn't do that. You didn't accept the call, you didn't save it, and you didn't put it in draft mode. I'm calling you and I'm saying, hey, we're missing a run report from you. Now, here's the deal. You know if you did the run report or not. We cannot find the run report unless you don't do it. So you know if you did it or not. So let's just be honest with ourselves when it comes to that. If you click on incident, just like this, and then the next thing you do, once the screen populates and comes up, the first thing you would do to create a report from scratch, that means that we cannot send you the run any day after the date of the call. That means you have to do it yourself. The first thing you would do is once it gets through loading is you would hit save. Once you hit save, the run number here will go up here. And at that point in time, you can go in here and change to the date that you ran the call on and the time. Let's say you ran this call at 1800 or let's say 1800. I'm going to take it out and put 1800, click there. You see how it didn't change. So what I'm going to do is go back again, hit that, click this button down and bring it down to whatever time I want it. And let's say it was 1800. I would find it, which is a little rough apparently, and scroll up to it. And let's just say it's 1846. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit update. Once I hit update, that time and everything is going to be permanently attached to that. At that point in time, I can make sure I have the right run number, the name of the person who actually ran the call, who was the driver, and all that information you have to put in at that time. The reason why you have to do it is because you didn't accept the call at the time that you did the transport, and at least save it in draft mode. So again, find out who ran the call, and I'm just using anybody that's not here, and go in here and right where you picked them up at. So let's say you picked them up at Ashford Gardens. As soon as you type in the name Ashford, just find it, whatever room you picked them up in, put it there, and then go ahead and start putting in your times and your mileage, the reason for the call, the response mode, the service type, and everything. As if you didn't get the call. You have to go back through and do everything. Now, if your patient is in the system, all you got to do is just go right here and look for the name of the patient. So we're going to say the patient name is Rashad. And we'll type in anybody that come up with RAS, it's going to show you. So let's say this is the guy, Rashad Mayo. Now, if all his information is in there, his insurance, his medical history, any allergies or medication he's taken, and right here where it says medication, I see Mud-Tide. Y'all got to get away from Mud-Tide. Put in a couple of meds, but don't put Mud-Tide. Mud-Tide can mean anything. And then all you got to do really is just go down here, save it at the bottom, and then go back up to the next screen. Once you get to the next screen, just keep going across every screen. Keep going across every screen till you get everything that you're supposed to have. And if you miss something, it's going to tell you what you're missing. And then just click on your validations. Anything that you're missing, just go ahead. It will put it in there for you. And then at the end of the run report, you always want to get to your narrative. Once you get to your narrative, make sure when you save your narrative, it's going to tell you that you're now finished, and you can click close. Once you hit close, if you hit close and you do it correctly and you wait for it, there'll be a screen right here that uploads. All you got to do, it's going to take you automatically back to the home screen every time. If you do not end back up at the home screen, this is the home screen, and it says dashboard, and there has a number from draft to incident number or draft number, then something is not correct. Whenever you save your narrative, it should automatically go back to here. So that's just something you need to understand and do. I'm not sure if it's one in here, but I'm going to show you one just so you'll know if you're doing it properly or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log back in. And I'm going to use a unit that is in service today. So let's say that's unit 19, and I click on, I'm sorry, wrong login. And I'm going to use unit 19, which is in service today. And like I said, you're going to see this for an example. As soon as we open up the screen, if the unit has been dispatched any calls, the drop-down menu is going to pop up. And if you'll notice, it popped up. Anytime a call pops up on the screen, you want to accept it and save it. So like right here where it says James Burton, go to accept. Click accept. The minute you click accept, it's going to open up the call, populate it. If you're not ready to do the run report, save it at the bottom of the screen and then click on the home button. Click on the home button that is right here. And then once you do that, it'll put it back in draft mode. Now, the last thing I want to show you is we're going to open up a call right here. I'm just going to open up one. Excuse me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the edit screen, and I'm going to go to the part where it shows that you did a narrative. This is where a lot of people are not paying attention and making sure that their narratives are saving properly. So this is the proper procedure that you should be following all the time when you save your narrative. So bear with me just a second while this screen loads, and then we're going to go to the narrative. And once we get to the narrative screen, just a second here. You should automatically, once you do your narrative, you should open it up, drag it down, read it, make sure everything is correct. You can edit your narrative and make sure everything is correct. At that point in time, what you want to do is save it. When you save it, this box comes up saying that you did this report, you read it, you reviewed it, everything is correct. If you don't read and review this and correct it if necessary, then you might have a problem down the road. But you would click OK. Once you click OK, it says your report has been successfully completed, and now you can click on close. And you're acknowledging it by saying OK. You scroll back down and you go here to close. Click on close, and once you click on close, watch right here at the bottom of your screen. It is showing you that it is waiting for FMREMS.org. It is saving the run report. Once it saves it, it's going to bring you back to the dashboard and open up your overlay again. So this is where you end. Now at that point in time, you should be able to verify that the run report is back in there by opening it up and looking for your run report and making sure it's in there. If you don't do this, there's no way for you to know if you saved your run report or not, because you are not verifying your work. And again, whenever you're not working on your run report, you should always click on home, because the computer should be off when you're not using it. The Wi-Fi should be off when you're not using it. And then once you do that, you should make sure that you sign out of your report. And then once you sign out of your report, you're good. And then you should actually go down to the bottom of your computer and click on your computer and shut it down. That's what you should do. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me. Thank you.